A pair of 2-2 teams go head-to-head on the gridiron tonight. The Lucas Cubs seeking a second straight victory right here at home. Bob Wine Field here on homecoming night, where they welcome in visiting Martins Ferry, trying to snap a 2-game slide. And you can catch all of the action live and free right here on the OH Report. We've got your pregame coverage and opening kickoff all on the way. Next. Here are the Lucas Cubs out on the field as they get set to take on Martins Ferry. And we welcome you inside of our Madison Adult Career Center pregame show. The final weekend of summer marks the midway point here of the regular season. Lucas and Martins Ferry just about set for action to determine who picks up their third win of the season. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bob Wine Field. I am Brian Skowronski. I've got J.R. Davis with me here tonight. Crazy to think that we're at week 5 already, man, and this is a pretty pivotal game for each of these teams looking to get win number 3.
Yeah, fastest 10 weeks of the year, right now. So just crazy to think that we're this far ahead. Big thing with these teams with being non-conference-wise, you never know who you're going to play. And so, therefore, Martins Ferry came from 2.5 hours away to come over here, and so that, they want to go back with a win back 2.5 hours back home.
Tell you more about Martins Ferry making the trip, as you mentioned, from the West Virginia border, some 110-mile trip, looking to shake off a 2-game skid. They lost, though, to 2 quality opponents, but it feels like from watching a little bit of the pregame, their veteran coach, Justin Kropka, he looks like he's got his alma mater ready, and they're going to be coming out here looking to get back on the right track.
Yeah, they're a power eye offense, so they want to run the ball most of the time. They can throw the ball. They are capable of throwing the ball. I was watching him in pregame. Their quarterback, Koepka there, he throws a beautiful ball, but he only has 300-some yards in the passing yards this year. So, like I said, they really just want to run the ball more than anything.
And if they're going to do so, they're going to do it with Walkquem Cox. Started as a freshman, had a breakout game versus their rival at the end of the year, Bel Air, 184 yards, 4 touchdowns. And now as a sophomore, you see what he did last week, almost 100 yards and a touchdown. This is the guy they're probably going to lean on here on the road tonight.
Yeah, that's where you set your whole offense off of, and then this will lead to the play-action offense. But like I said, most of the time they're just downhill running right down your throat.
Martins Ferry just about set to get it teed up, as Lucas will get the football first here on homecoming night. And after the Cubs do get the football in their possession, we'll break into their team spotlight and also spotlight a very special gentleman here tonight, your homecoming king.
Tim Daley and number 2,
Tim Daley and Amschutz both back to receive the kick. And it's going to be taken on the fly here by Anschutz.
Already a flag.
Turn for the Cubs, takes it out across the 30-yard line. Penalty flags down.
So homecoming night here, of course, JR. What type of hoopla comes with this from the coaching perspective that you're trying to really temper and make sure that your kids are ready for action?
So the toughest thing is like before the game they had half their players walking across the field, with the escorts and everything like that, and before the game you definitely want the pregame speech. You want to, make sure everything's correct before you get on out there. So that kind of slows everything off, and then you're worried about tomorrow night, the dance and all that, if your girl's coming with you or not. So other than that, for the most part, it's just more trying to get the pregame speech more than anything when they do these across the field.
So after the penalty, Cubs are going to set up here, 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line.
From the Martins Ferry 18-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 Lucas here inside of the red zone after the huge run from Brady Giegold.
That's a wildcat right now.
It's going to be Giegold again. Actually, this is going to be Daley.
Tim Daley on the
So, okay, go ahead. I was going to say, so it was a wildcat there.
Yeah, and Daley just didn't have a whole lot of breathing room. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they definitely want to just keep running the ball.
No gain on the play. 2nd down, 10 for the Cubs.
So it looks like their quarterback's on the sideline right now for Lucas here, Carter Cox.
Cox doesn't throw it a ton, however, obviously runs the show. So they're going to continue in this Wildcat set. He's inside the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about 5 here, JR.
Yeah, just straight Wildcat, and Wildcat handing the ball off at that time and just hit to the outside here. So it's kind of a 3rd and 6. Where they're at in the field right now, most likely they're going to have 2 plays for a 4th down. They're not going to really kick it here, so keep pounding the ball up the middle.
From the Purple Rider 14-yard line.
Giegold on the left hip side, looking to catch a block, and he'll be pushed out shy of 1st down yardage.
Looks like not much of a gain there. So probably 4th and 6 here. So they may throw, and that Carter Cox just came in the game. So I assume a roll out to the right here for a pass.
Cox does have 8 completions on the season on just 18 attempts. This is a big down here, only a couple of minutes in, but the Cubs knocking on the door. They're going to come out with some points. So they'll shift Giegold.
Try to get some cheap yards here.
Now they'll just toss it to him. And he's able to slither through, and he's in there. Brady Giegold was the man of the drive. Takes it in, 6-0 lead here for the Lucas Cubs.
For where we're at, it was a perfect hole that just opened wide open up there. That was wild. Pretty cool atmosphere over here at Lucas. It's my first time over here with all the fireworks and the music playing. That's pretty cool.
Nothing quite like a Friday night here at Bob Weinfield. They're a Cubs fan coming out to this type of start. Giegold looking to cap it off. Why not? Off of his right foot. That'll make it 7-zip. The Lucas Cubs here on homecoming night come out, strike first on a 4th down run here by Giegold. And they're able to take the lead. We'll be back here in Cub Country. See if the Purple Riders can answer after this.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
We know that we're a whole drive into the competition, but let's continue our pregame show brought to you by the Madison Adult Career Center. The Lucas Cubs marching down the field, looking for win number 3 on the season. 2-0 though here at home so far, JR. Losing on the roads in weeks 2 and 3 against Danville and Hillsdale, who played each other in the Final Four last year. But second-year coach Jimmy Sweat, he's maintained the foundation laid by Scott Spittler, and you just saw the ground and pound. The wing tee worked to perfection, sir.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what they want to do. This is what Lucas football is, just a wing tee, just really running up the middle there. That's just how they do it. That's the biggest key for them right now is just being able to maintain, keep it a close game, or take the lead and just be able to control the clock.
Short kick taken by the up man. It's going to be Maurice Barnett, senior, with the good hands.
So they must not have liked the kicking it deep against Martins Ferry's returners. Because when I was watching pregame, he was able to kick it. He probably put it to the 20 or 10-yard line and everything every time when he was kicking. So it's interesting, giving the ball up at the 45-yard line to start off.
It's the coach's kid, Kobe Kropka. He's your starter back in the gun here. That's our player spotlight on his hip. He'll get the carry. And Walkquem Cox, shifty play to the outside, still on his feet. And he'll carry it into Cubs territory, so the running games both coming through big time here to start things off.
Yeah, out of the shotgun, though, I was expecting for them to start off in the power I, like I saw a lot of them do. But, same thing that they do anytime. They just give the ball to Walkquem Cox there.
Cox, such a dynamic runner. Leading the team overall in all the rushing categories. He's got 4 touchdowns so far in the year. Looking for number 5 here as he tries the right side. And he'll get upended and lose the football.
Yep.
Fortunate that his teammate was able to get on top of it quickly. Ethan Palmer heads up play, the senior, and what could have been a devastating giveaway.
Yeah, this is going to be a throwback name for you. He reminds me a lot of Terrion Stewart from Sandusky, as in like the size and everything. I don't know if you remember that from the 2019 season.
Not too much of a throwback, just a handful of years.
I know. Feels like it for me, but so just the way he's running the ball right now. I think Terrion's a little bit quicker, but other than that, it's same size and same built.
Come out with a heavy set, couple tight ends, 3 backs in the backfield, and it's Cox. Able to weave his way through traffic, and he's in there. Answering back with a touchdown of their own. The Purple Riders get on the board.
Yeah, back to where I was saying, the power I right there. So that's what their bread and butter is. Just hand the ball off to him and let him do his thing there.
16-yard touchdown run. And they're a point away here from squaring things up, but actually they're going to come out and go for 2 here, JR, and try to take the lead.
Interesting. Looks a little Wildcat as well.
They'll hand it off here. Jet sweep, looking to go to the air. Just having to tuck it. Nowhere to throw that ball. Elijah Roby. And the Cubs defense stands tall. Excellent tackle at the perimeter there by Cooper Day. And that will keep it at a 7-6 ball game. What do you think about the 2-point conversion try?
It's interesting. It's almost like, watching their extra points during pregame, it looked like everything was fine, so it might have been just a strategy of like, hey, this might be a shootout with the way both offenses are just being able to run at will right now. So maybe, get a point here while we can to maybe, get the edge at some point.
So 7-6 on our Ohio Valley Manufacturing scoreboard as the Purple Riders leave a point at least on the board, trying to go for 2. They'll have to kick it back to a Lucas offense that was just led by Brady Giegold, the junior. A couple of huge runs, able to get into the end zone on a 13-yarder.
Yeah, the big key in that last drive for Martins Ferry going down was that Lucas was tackling high. It wasn't like they were trying to go low and hit the legs or anything. They were trying to tackle him high, and especially with a big back like Walkquem Cox is, it's just you got to go low. You can't. It's not going to take. And you got to get a group effort in there too. You can't just have one person take them out as well.
And Brady in shoots deep to receive for the Cubs.
Jacob Thaker getting ready to send it deep. And Schutz again here deep. They're going to do a quick kick, kind of a pooch into the front line here for the Cubs. And Lucas able to get on top of it. That's Graham Maglet keeping possession here. So each team kind of tried the same scenario here on the kickoff game.
I think it goes back to that two-point conversion thing, where they're like, hey, we might have to steal possession here and there because both these offenses are so good at what they do.
So a fresh drive brought to you by Pioneer Career and Technology Center. A lot of action already so far in this game. It's still 8:45 remaining in quarter number 1. Swallowed up. This is Tim Daley. Just didn't have any type of room to run through. And speaking of Tim Daley, he is going to be our player spotlight tonight. Daley started the season with a monster performance versus Plymouth that you saw live and free right here. And on the season, averaging 6.7 yards per clip through 4 games. Also, 9 tackles on defense. And how about Homecoming King as well, JR? So he's got a lot going on for him.
It's a heck of a start to the weekend there.
Looks like a quick start here for the Cubs, or actually they're going to say that this was encroachment here against the Purple Riders.
Yeah, so when they put the guy in motion, it kind of sets the edge off as like, hey, the play's starting and everything. So we might have a change of opinion up top here.
Solid referee crew here tonight. Sean McCarthy, William Hupp, Paul Mackey, and the crew all huddled up, hoping that they can get this one right. And it will be an infraction here against the Purple Riders, so 5 extra yards here for the Cubs. And for a team that does not put it up in the air very often, this is kind of very helpful for an offense that likes to trug along about 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of smoke each time.
Say, take the words out of my mouth there. Just 3 plays and get a first down. That's their perfect night for them.
Daley in the gun. They'll bring a man in motion. They'll fake that way, and Daley brought down almost immediately. Malachi Giles off the edge, and the big fella, strong hands, grips him to the floor. Might have even lost half a yard, JR.
Yeah, he came off the backside there, so I think he might have came in free. Let the linebacker, the backside tackle go up to him. Oh, yes, there we go. Yeah, so.
Just a nice move by the defensive end to shed off his block. And it brings up another 3rd down here for the Cubs. They're 0 for 1 so far, but they did convert the 4th down with a touchdown. As they'll maintain Wildcat off the edge. Cox able to steam in there, and he throws him down. Just a perfect read.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, those 2 last plays were trying to go outside, and I think, they had a lot of success the last drive of just going kind of right up the middle, and so, I think the speed of Martins Ferry is to the outside and everything, so the way you attack speed is just go right at them, right up the middle, and they just didn't do that the last 2 plays, and it kind of set them back for this situation of a punt here.
The sophomore Brady Anschultz, a loss of 6-7 yards right there, brings up 4th and 13. So the Cubs punted away, our first punt of the night. Thinking better of a return here is Roby.
Whew. I don't know how you don't return that.
It was a nice, soft, high kick.
Right.
Down by Cooper Day. And it'll be a Pioneer Career and Technology Center. First down coming up for the Purple Riders off of their touchdown drive that we saw Walkquem Cox carry the bulk majority of the load as we sort of anticipated looking at the numbers coming in here to tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking at it, we were talking about how Colby Kropka, he has throws the beautiful ball, but if you got a running back like that, I don't know how, it makes sense why you only have 300-some yards passing this year, So biggest thing for Lucas is they got to tackle low. They got to get low on this guy, make sure, try to cut him at the legs more than anything. If not, it's going to be a long night.
Shift the tight end Wasserman to the right side. They'll try that way. Pickup of about 4 here on first down.
Yeah, just more of the same. Walkquem right, Walkquem left.
Noah Kennard gets him up top there with the tackle, and then ended up on his head at the end of that stop. He and Day combining for the stop. Cooper Day, by far the leading tackler on this team. 9 more than the next best coming into tonight, as we got a new ball carrier with Lucas Shane. And he finds life tough in the teeth of the defense right there, swallowed by Kennard.
Yeah, maybe a little surprise here. Maybe try to trick him at something else. Try to get some quick yards, but a couple guys there for Lucas to take that away.
Fresh play coming into the huddle here for the junior, Colby Kropka. 350 pass yards on the season. Does have 3 TDs, 3 picks as well, but they'll put it in the hands of Cox. Stutter step. Hit right at the line to gain. This is going to be a very close determination.
I think they're rolling it a first down here.
That is going to be the call. Pioneer Career and Technology Center, first down. And you see Cox does a nice job selling it to the outside, finds a little bit of a window, and gets exactly enough yardage.
Right, and the other thing I was going to mention was that the tackling there is a lot better right now. The second drive for Lucas, they stop him before he gets ahead of steam and everything. You hit him high, maybe slow him down a little bit, and then get some help from the backside.
Man in motion is Maurice Barnett. He's got it, and this man can sizzle.
Mm-hmm. That's what they want, just get the ball to the outside with a team like this. Lucas is kind of a power team, more, maybe not as fast and everything. So maybe if you get the ball to the outside more, that'll help as well.
It's going to be 9.5-yard gain here. 2nd and short on the way for the Purple Riders. Finding another crease. The left side has treated them pretty well so far through this first drive and a half.
Yeah, but once again, it's just still running. I don't think we have a pass yet today. Well, the pass was on the 2-point conversion. I think that was the only pass we had today yet.
Going to get a stoppage in play. I think it's going to be an official's timeout. And something to do with the equipment there for Nate Wassman. So he'll truck back over to the sideline. And they're going to bring in an extra lineman here. So Alex Carpino, 275 pounds of beef. And with the extra blocker, they'll send it straight ahead. Cox with a head of steam, and he's able to get through. Another huge pickup. And it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, Martins Ferry's offensive line right there just kind of took over that play. Moving up to this next level and being able to take out the linebackers. And then Cox bouncing off, being able to make another play and be able to get past the first down there.
His lower body certainly stood out in pregame. You can tell that this dude, he likes those leg curls. Squat Day does not shy away from that either, and here he is with another carry as he bounces off a Day, but then ends up going backwards. Giegold says he's got the football. He does. Must have been down first.
It's kind of like what I was talking about when we did the Mount Gilead game, is that they kept handing the ball off to their running back, the same running back all the time. It kind of wonders, how long – it's not a video game. You can't turn off the fatigue in this game. So, how many times can you just keep giving it to the guy without, having him to take a break or, get a breath?
He picks up 2 on first down. Now he's the up back leading the way. Here's a run left side. This is Gunnar Disher. Junior with a crease. Finds a lane outside. Still be third down on the way. Martins Ferry need about 4.
So it's kind of a similar situation to earlier in the game for Lucas. It might, it's kind of in the range where they're probably not going to punt the ball. So they got 2 downs here to get first. Maybe another run, to the left or right. Just get it close enough to where you can get a manageable 4th and short here. Walkquem Cox is back in the game.
Break the huddle, just one wide out. That's Roby here near side. They'll give it to Cox. Contact in the backfield. He continues to drive, and he'll have enough. First down coming up here for the Purple Riders. And checking back in, you mentioned the fatigue factor of playoff. A little bit of freshness after a minute out of the mix, and here he comes with a big run and a first down to the right side.
Another thing with this being week five, right? Week 5, it's just they're kind of used to this by now. You kind of know what you're getting yourself into with these games. So it's not like the first week where you're like, oh my gosh, carrying the ball 40 times and all that. So now he kind of knows it. So now he knows when to take breaks and when not to.
Fresh set. Just about 2 minutes remaining here. Opening quarter play action. We'll see our first real pass, and it's going to be a completion. Well-designed. Lucas Shane with the snag, and he takes it down near the red zone.
Yeah, it's one of those. You just keep running the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Everybody's going to think you're obviously going to run the ball, and so play action passes are just perfect call play.
Leading receiver on the squad coming into tonight. Over 100 yards and counting. Also has a receiving touchdown to his credit.
First down, 1st and 10 from the Cub 18-yard line.
Another full house backfield. Deep man is Cox. Here comes Joaquin, stutter step. And he's able to wrestle forward for an additional about 3 yards. Just another hard run by these Purple Riders to that left side.
Yeah, it's not like he's just getting these runs for like 2 yards and falling down. I mean, he's getting contact almost at the line of scrimmage and carrying the team for another 2 or 3 yards. So, I mean, like I said, that's going to go back to the fatigue factor. I mean, how long can he keep doing that for?
Charlie Reed on the stop for the Cubs.
Again, they'll bring in the extra lineman with Carpino.
Right around the Cub 15-yard line.
5'9", 275. He's on the right side, lined up as a tight end. As they motion Shane, they'll run that way. And again, cutting back against the grain is Cox. Leveled. Big stick on the play that time by Ben Hawkinsmith to set up a 3rd down. Purple Riders will need about 1.5.
Yeah, he's a warrior right now. That dude's wild. Just being able to cut on a dime like that and cut back and be able to make this a 3rd and short.
Colby Croca has got his instructions. Do have to run the play. 14 seconds showing on the play clock for this 3rd down in about 2. They'll give it Cox again, a couple of lead blocks. He falls forward and is awfully close.
Walkquem Cox, the ball carrier.
Looks like they're rolling short here.
He is going to be short, and we've got a 4th down play coming up here on the other side of a commercial break. Lucas on top right now. Homecoming night for them. Can they hold up with the Purple Raiders on the march? We'll find out right after this.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
You're enjoying Lucas Cub football live and free right here on the OH Report. Friday night, week 5 already, and we've got a measurement going on actually here during the commercial break. And as you see the head official hanging on to the link, that means that it is short. It's about a football length here, JR. So 4th down coming up here for Martins Ferry as they head down to the other side of the football field.
Yeah, so I was talking about this during the break here. The biggest thing with we kept saying that Walkquem Cox, 3 straight plays of just getting the ball kind of getting beat up there. He's got a minute and a half, almost 2-minute break here to get ready for this 4th and short, and so I mean I don't know who else who you give that ball to, just give it right up the middle to him, let him work because I mean it's even if they hit him at the line of scrimmage, it just seems like he's able to still break off another 2 or 3 yards after that.
He has been carrying the load so far this season for the Purple Riders, certainly so far here tonight. Has a touchdown run on his resume, 16-yarder as well. As the Cubs defense coming on, looking to stop him on a 4th and short.
I mean, it looks like it's probably two hands if you put them together, if that's far away from a 1st down.
Potential for a quarterback sneak here with Colby Kropka. Head coach Justin took over the program back in 2022, now his 4th year, and doing a nice job building this program. JR, I was reading that his first year on the job, coming off a 1-9 season, they only had 17 players come out for the team. They had a couple weeks where they had a dozen players total on the roster. To year 2, 60 kids came out for football, so he's been able to inspire a change. We'll see if they can inspire a big 4th down conversion here to start off quarter 2.
Gotta love D7 football.
Yeah, if you can get 60 kids out.
Yeah. That's kind of like what Hillsdale and what, not that Lucas has 60, but the numbers that they can get.
It is going to be Kropka, but a flag flies in. It's going to stop this play dead before it has a chance to start.
So they got offsides on the offense, so he lined up offside. So this now is going to be 4th and 5. Wow.
Just an absolute killer here. And it looks like it's on the right side. You see how far up the cleats were for the tight end.
So now they may have to throw it here.
5 yards to the 13-yard line.
I'd say, I like my odds with Walkquem Cox there, but 5-6 yards, I don't know. That's might be a little bit more for this 4th down here.
Shane's been the man in the passing game so far here in 2025. Keep an eye on Luca. As they split out 2 receivers to the left side, they'll bring a man in motion. That's Barnett.
Oh, man, open.
Rolling, throwing. He's wide open in the end zone, but he dropped it.
Oh, no, that was a heck of a play call. Heck of a play call there. It just, I saw the end zone before he even opened his eyes on that.
So Maurice Barnett, the senior, going to be kicking himself in his sleep tonight.
Wow. Oh, man. Such a gut-wrenching feeling there.
What hurts most about that, oftentimes you see with a wideout, when they do that, the problem is that they're looking to get upfield, experiencing, obviously, some defenders around him. There's nobody there. He's in the end zone, JR.
It's almost like he was thinking about his celebration before he even caught the ball. So, but just unfortunate. But, not the worst thing in the world because, it's not like they're at the midfield. They're at, inside the 20-yard line. So it's not horrible, kind of a long field for Lucas to start off this drive.
Co-captain Matty Krupa. Co-captain Jelana Lawhunt.
1st and 10 here for the Cubs. They'll pitch it, and this is Daley with a flag down early, and he'll whirl for maybe a half-yard pickup. We'll see if it stands.
We're going to go with sideline warning the way the flag is, yeah.
So just a warning here for the Martins Ferry coaching staff. Show you that play again.
Yeah, he must have been, that ref must have been hearing some stuff from that sideline. That was pretty far away to call a sideline warning.
2nd down comes from their own 15-yard line.
So from the 15-yard line now, Lucas able to pick up officially a gain of 2. And they'll toss it, looking to run near side.
Wow.
Extra yardage gained out to the 20. Cubs will still have to experience a 3rd down. They'll need about 5 or 6 here after the carry from Giegold.
Yeah, just go back to your bread and butter here. They had so much success going up the middle here. I think that you kind of have to do that right now. Now, I do know that Martins Ferry has like almost 7 or 8 people on the line right now, and 4 or 5 up inside the box. So, like I said, good on good right now.
Cubs in that wing tee set. They'll motion Giegold, and they're able to get the flag. Talked to so many defensive coordinators over the years, JR, that you don't typically prepare for this style of football. And watching your P's and Q's is mandatory, just being disciplined out there. It's really tough for kids that are about 15, 16 years old.
Right. It's just like, day after Thanksgiving, or the weekend after Thanksgiving, watching Army-Navy play, just how they move and all their shifts and all that stuff. And that's all that was there. It was like they didn't start the play. They just had a guy shift. And, that shift, is so simulated like the snap count. That's how you get the kids to jump off sides.
So they pick up the 1st down off of the penalty yards, and they'll give it Giegold, left side, carrying a couple of would-be tacklers. looked like he was going to be stopped right in his tracks. Ends up producing about 2.5.
Yeah, I ran the ball like Walkquem Cox there. Just being able to take contact right at the line of scrimmage and still get off about 3 or 4 yards off of that.
When you watch Lucas football, you just almost feel like it's got to come with some built-in sound effects like they have here at the stadium. Some crashing motions and different sounds like that, because that's what they do, man. RPO out here means something different, JR. Run people over.
I'm a spread football guy, so this is different for me.
Here it is, the hold to the right side. Giegold bursting into enemy territory. And he'll take it for a huge first down all the way down to the opponent 40. It's a pickup of about 31 yards.
Yeah, you just keep running those type of plays, and you kind of wear out the inside line, and that's what kind of happened the first play of the game when they were able to break off that 50-plus yard run to start off the game. Just keep wearing them out inside. Just like you were saying before, with how kind of methodical their offense is. You keep doing it every play. Someone's going to slip up and make a big play like that.
Cubs looking to find a rhythm now. Couple of first downs, the latest off the huge Giegold run. And he's got the carry again. They'll toss it to him. He's got a huge hole this time, and you can kiss him goodbye. Brady Giegold in for his second touchdown of the night.
Yeah, back to the same play there. Just kind of toss, sweep over there, and, just kind of broke through. Kind of like I said, how they started off the game with that big, massive run that they had.
42-yard touchdown run for Giegold. And the Cubs extend their cushion out to 13-6. Just waiting to tack on the PAT.
Kind of a big extra point here. If Martins Ferry does score again, they would force him to go for 2.
Brady Giegold on to attempt the point after. Carter Cox with the hold.
Cox into hold. Giegold, the man with the golden right foot.
Ooh.
Looking to extend this lead, but we've got a flag coming in.
Now, look at this. I think you're going to bring the offense out there. You might steal 2 points here. Get the ball at the 1.5 yard line.
Indeed they will, so an encroachment penalty here against the Purple Riders. The offense back out onto the field. Lucas just 1 yard away from making this a 2-score game now.
Yeah, this is a heck of a swing here, because if you get it, it's a 2-score game, but if you don't, then it's just a regular field goal. So it's kind of a lot of risk reward here.
Carter Cox checking his wristband. Sophomore, first-year starter down here in the Lucas Valley.
Kind of got to get going here. You got 5 seconds.
As he comes now under center, he looks down to 1 second. Does just get the snap off. They'll toss it, and Giegold easily able to truck in there for the 2-point conversion.
So they have found something with that toss sweep there on both sides, of being able just to crack and peel out both ends. We'll see it here.
9 minutes, 2 seconds.
Yeah, so they got the guy coming around on the pull and the quarterback lead blocking too, and it kind of just opens up the Red Sea there to be able to score. And that's kind of how they scored that last drive, is just being able to just do those toss sweeps, and with the lead blockers being able to create those holes.
So the Cubs now with a 2-score differential here on homecoming night. And to get the job done, let's show you our keys to victory, presented by our friends over at the Madison Adult Career Center. And for the Cubs, I'm just going with B multiple at the right time, JR. Obviously, if you're going to call a pass play or a screen play for Lucas, it's got to come at the perfect moment. They haven't had to put it up through the sky really just yet. If they can find an area where they can do that, I think they're able to win here at home.
Yeah, just kind of do what you do. Bring, kind of like with a homecoming weekend. Bring the who you brought with you to the dance. All that. So, just like I said, for me, like controlling the clock. Kind of being ahead of it. This is a perfect situation for them. They're ahead, so if they get the ball back, they're going to continue to do what they want to do. Just run the ball. Keep pounding the ball, run the clock. Be in control of the game and everything. And they can throw the ball. They do have some passing yards, but it's not what their offense is to be able to come from behind throwing the ball. So being ahead and being able to, and even in the game, being able just to control the clock and run the ball is the biggest thing for this Lucas team.
It's going to be another short squib kip up the middle. Taking on the hop.
Ooh. Good tackle.
Yeah, huge collision there. I think this is Javis Johnson, who took a tumble after a pretty decent return. Tackled on the play there by Carter Cox. One more look.
I thought he was breaking it.
Certainly had the potential to be one of those special teams game-changing type of plays.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, yeah, running the ball is great. You know, you got the Walkquem Cox, but I think you got to just start, like, opening it up to your playmakers. You know, kind of, one, give him a break, but also, I mean, you got some skill guys on the outside for Martin.
It will be Cox. Tried to hurdle his way through traffic, but he'll be tripped up. Minimal gain, couple yards there, nothing more.
Yeah, going back to the well. I mean, just letting them run. But like I said, you got some athletes. That's what I was looking at. You know, the receivers-wise, like that you should be up. You know, should be having a touchdown earlier there. But other than that, I mean, you got athletes. Get the ball to your athletes.
Do have a veteran signal caller, coach's kid, and Kobe Kropka. Good-sized kid, too. Throws a nice ball, as you mentioned, watching him during the pregame. He'll just hand it off again, Cox straight ahead. And he's able to fall forward for a couple of more. It's going to be a 3rd and long on the way, though, for Martins Ferry.
Yeah, with that, you know, we keep saying that, like, he keeps handing the ball off, and he's had one or two passes today. You know, it's tough to stay in a rhythm as a quarterback if you're not, you know, having a throw every now and then, you know, like, or constantly throwing the ball. Like, you know, so you get kind of like a pitcher getting tired, you know, you sit for a little bit in between innings. You know, that kind of wears on you. So maybe, you know, if you're in a big situation like it's 3rd and 5 here, you know, maybe your passes aren't cued because you're just not used to throwing the ball as much.
Pivotal play coming up right here with the clock spinning 7:40. And the Cubs are ready for it. 4th down coming up. The spot gave him 1.5 yards, JR, and decision time now for Coach Kopka.
That is tough. I mean, Lucas has kind of figured out something about your defense right now, you know, and so, you know, this is kind of like, hey, I don't want to say this is your ball game, but, you know, it's kind of a big play right now, you know, because if Lucas gets the ball right there in the midfield, especially after momentum they have, you know, this is big.
It's Mason Giegold with the tackle off the right side coming with the heat. They'll need a couple of yards. Purple Riders, they're going to hand it off straight fourth straight carry for Cox.
Ooh, I don't know.
The spot from the near side would indicate that he is short.
Yeah, looking at far side up top.
Looks like no matter where you look.
Yeah.
Zebras are suggesting that the Cubs have done their job. As Kennard gets up, checks the spot, and it certainly looks like it's going to be Lucas football.
They're bringing the chains out. It's interesting. 4 straight times. 4 straight times for Walkquem Cox.
Show you the carry one more time. That's Lucas, I mean, 10 dudes in the box right there, JR, and there's just heat-seeking missiles all coming towards the ball, and it looks from our vantage point like they've been stopped short.
Yeah, you know, it's almost like, I mean, I take Walkquem Cox any day, but, I mean, man, 4 straight times is tough. You know, and, like, you know, change it up a little bit, you know, give somebody else, you know, like a bubble or something outside. Because, like, you had success earlier with the jet sweeps and everything, be able to take advantage of that, so.
We'll see if the Cubs can take advantage of stopping them on a 4th down. They get the football back. 2 consecutive drives ending with a 4th down conversion that was on the short end of the stick here for the Purple Riders.
Yeah, so the interesting part now is that with Lucas having the ball here, 6 minutes to go, it's not out of range right now for them. It's not like they're coming to full field to be able, you know, with running the ball and all that. So, you know, they have time to basically have a chance to take the, you know, extend the lead going into half. And so that is going to be huge, you know, try to make Martins Ferry throw the ball in the second half, being down 2 or 3 scores.
Cubs with that 9-point cushion right now on the Ohio Valley Manufacturing scoreboard. Looking to tack on another touchdown. Plenty of time, too. 6:40 remaining here in quarter 2.
Look like a false start.
Flags come in. It's going to stop it before it has a chance to even take off. More conversation than typically usual for just a false start. But that is going to be the call.
Yeah, most of these officials now have like the wireless headsets where they can just talk to each other from, you know, where they're at. They don't have to always convene every time now. So maybe this crew isn't as fortunate, I guess, with those.
Looked like perhaps Lucas wasn't set long enough and perhaps warranted the explanation.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Being eager to get out there for this drive. So if they were really, now they got the clock rolling. Not to be that guy, clock shouldn't be starting, but, well, it is what it is.
Still 6.5 minutes to go here. Quarter 2. Hopefully you're enjoying tonight's competition. As Giegold gets it and not really enjoying where he had to start. Behind the 8 ball. Contact right away, JR.
Yeah, and the whole left side, almost like the Kansas City Philadelphia Eagles game with the false start here on the left side here. They're not doing the tush push, but kind of got themselves ahead on that.
Gunnar Disher able to truck in from his linebacker spot, get some contact, hit low as well. So just a couple of yards on the gain here for the Cubs after the penalty, and it's 2nd and 13.
Yeah, behind the chains again. This isn't where Lucas wants to be, so they got to find some way to make this 3rd and reasonable.
Right side, they've had a lot of success running. They will again here. Mason Giegold to the outside, or a flag coming in. And Brady for now has taken it into the zone, but again, hold the phone right back at midfield on the Lucas logo. Looks like this might get wiped out.
Yeah, I got to see who it is. I saw that flag come flying in before everybody starts standing up over here, but it's unfortunate because, now, holy cow, that's going to be a big 2nd and 25 now. But, once again, they're having success with the toss sweep to the outside. So it may not be as bad as what we think.
Looks like it's right there on the right edge. Hold on the defensive lineman, but great downfield blocking. You love what you see there from Cooper Day getting down the field, and then Giegold knifing between about 3 different dudes in white jerseys to take it to the crib, but it's all for naught.
Yeah, the biggest thing when you do those toss sweeps, you got to be able to seal the outside. And, if you get beat or you feel like you're getting beat, you might start grabbing and making it, cheating in a way. Like Rich Rodriguez says, if you're holding, you're cheating.
I think Rich Rod's onto something with that.
Well, there was more to it. I can't say more what he actually said, but.
Giegold again, the ball carrier, way back behind the sticks here. He's able to get about 4 of the penalty yardage back. 3rd down and 15 still coming up here for Lucas.
Yeah, so you kind of in a spot now to where you're not really probably not going to throw the ball here. So maybe you're going to toss to the left side, try to chew as much clock as you can to try to limit what Martins Ferry can do on this next drive. Maybe get lucky on what you have been doing on these toss sweeps to the outside.
3rd down, Cubs.
They'll break the huddle, different set, 3 wide receivers.
They're in spread. Wow.
Anthony Finello, a Legacy Gross up to the top of your screen. The man in motion is Daley, rather. And boy, did he get hit right away. Just nowhere to run. Gavin Mulvey read it. Chug him down for a big loss.
Yeah, and, kind of out of their comfort zone being in a spread like that, crowning a jet sweep and kind of right off the edge there. Yep. Read it right away.
So the senior not fooled by any of the backfield eye candy that Lucas was trying to propose to them. They're way back, 4th and 18 here.
I'd expect a big return here. Just because of what happened last time on the kick. I thought he had a chance to return it and everything. So especially getting these guys out in space.
High snap handled. It's going to be a line drive punt.
Nope.
Takes a great Lucas hop from the 35 all the way down to about the 24-yard line. And that's where the Purple Riders will take over with 3:36 to go. 2-minute drill action coming up for Martins Ferry. And for this squad on the road to get back to their winning ways, here are JR's and I's keys to victory presented by the Madison Adult Career Center. You just got to protect the football. 6 turnovers for this team last week in a game where it's going to be low on possessions, JR. You just have to really protect what's yours when you have it.
Yeah, protecting the ball, biggest thing. You see that they just give the ball to Walkquem Cox a lot. But, like I said, mine was don't fall behind. It was also, in this kind of same spot. They don't like throwing the ball, so they don't put them in a spot to be able to, try to catch up with the passes.
Failure to launch on this fourth down play. A little bit of a rest right now for Cox, but Elijah Roby just comes away empty-handed.
Yeah, so they're in the spread, which is good. Back to the running. Like I said, you got to trust your playmakers. I like the receivers. I like the size of the receivers. I like their speed and everything. I think and trust your quarterback. Trust your son with the quarterback. Throwing the ball a little bit. I like like I said, I love his arm. He was throwing beautiful deep balls during pregame. I would test out one of the DBs here in the for Lucas. Got one-on-one down here at the bottom.
Just one safety up top here for the Cubs, and they are going to try it on the perimeter. Well overthrown.
Yep. Right read, but once again, like I said before, is like if you're not throwing the ball as much, you're not in rhythm to be able to get used to throwing it like that, and like sometimes that's a pitch and catch for other teams, but when you throw the ball, this is your third or fourth time throwing the ball all game, it's kind of just you're kind of shaking off the cobwebs.
About 4 yards out in front. As you see the homecoming king, Tim Daley, out there in coverage. Shout out to Tim, and also Maya Midkiff, selected as the queen this year. And we do apologize. My computer has been having some problems. It blacked out right when they were going to show you who the king and queen were if you were watching live earlier, as they got the screenplay set up to perfection. Over the top, here's Lucas Shane. The Cubs swarm, and they stop them, or do they? They're going to call this a first down.
Yeah. Heck of a play call there. Just kind of, once again, we were talking about throwing the deep ball. It was a long distance thing. Get the screen pass, be able to get some yards, and might be able to break it off like he did, and be able to get the first down.
At their own 34-yard line.
They needed 11. They pick up a dozen. Well done there for Luca. Second catch for him tonight. Fresh set of downs here. Kopka throwing near side. Underthrown for Maurice Barnett.
Yeah, tough for the quarterback, a right-handed quarterback, to roll left and try to turn his hips and be able to throw a dot like they want him to on a flood concept like they had there. And he turned his hips. Just like I said, just still a tough concept to have your quarterback roll left and throw right.
Mason Giegold on the coverage. Still a lot of time. 3 timeouts for Martins Ferry. Don't have to continue to put it up through the air. And on cue, they'll give it to Cox, but he just gets blown to smithereens. Big hit right there from Noah Kennard.
Yeah, like we said earlier, don't let Noah, or don't let there's so many last names of the Cox. Walkquem Cox, don't let him get a full head of steam going downhill. Kind of hit him at the line of scrimmage and try to get your friends with him too.
Clock rolling, third down. They'll need 9 yards to get the chain gang back on the move.
Interesting.
Keep it on the ground. Not with a lot of success here. I think it was Shane again. That'll bring up fourth down. Lucas, I think, is going to call their first timeout.
Yeah, it was kind of like, hey, our passing's not really doing well right now. Let's kind of maybe see if we can sneak out a run, maybe make Lucas burn a timeout here and try to get into half as quick as we can.
It was a quick snap, trying to catch Lucas off guard. And defensively, they just come shuttling in there. One after another, about 5 black uniforms. Black hole there for the Purple Riders. And it goes for -1. So the Cubs are going to have lots of time. And since I got a little bit of time, I want to say what's up to everybody out there watching live and free, including LV cheered on his nephew out there tonight. I see Nick Seitz cheering on Lucas and Carter. Kathy Howe, a fan of Rider Nation, greatly appreciates the link. We're happy to be out here tonight. LV thinking that maybe Martins Ferry is going to have a new coach soon. I don't know. I think they've got the program heading in the right direction now. Year number 4 at the alma mater of Justin Kropka. Everybody, always a critic in the chat room, as this is a high punt, and it takes a sideways leap. Touched dead at the 41-yard line. So Lucas will have solid field position, only 59 yards of greenery in between them and extending out this 2-possession lead.
Yeah, so it's kind of like in that gray area for them, like it is manageable. If they were a spread offense team, this is a decent amount of time with 2 timeouts being able to get down the field. But with them being the ground and pound, wing T kind of offense, that's kind of tough to do and kind of ask your quarterback to kind of lead that. So maybe we see a couple plays here. Maybe if they break it off, give them a chance, but we'll see here.
Daley's going to be the quarterback to start things off. Giegel to his left hip. They do flank out a pair of receivers to the top. Pro set. They'll run that way. Tim Daley catches a block, and he's got a seam. Gets low before he's pile-driven into the turf. Big hit.
Wow. Holy cow.
Looked like something that you might see on WWE on a Raw Monday night edition, but here under the Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, WrestlePalooza tomorrow night, 7 p.m.
Boom.
Wow.
Tag team right there. It was Roby who initially caught him, and then R.J. Welshins helped finish it off as the Cubs quickly up to the line of scrimmage. And I think too fast for their own good.
Somebody called time. Lucas called time. Wow. Interesting with that one. Lucas calling timeout.
Be the second charge timeout to the Cubs. Show you that last run. Just excellent penetration off the edge. Gavin Mulvey sets it and allows some of his boys to come in. Tackled on the play, Jacob Faker able to go downstairs and just submarine him.
So, yeah, I mean, like with the concept there of them calling a timeout there with 40-some seconds left, third down, kind of interesting. I just, if they were passing the ball, trying to work their way down and ended up kind of getting stuck to call a timeout, it makes sense. So, but I mean, we'll see what they do here. If they do decide to throw the ball here, maybe try to sneak out a play or sneak out, some yards here.
Good luck to all of our Cub runners. That is this next
Cubs need 6 to get a fresh set of downs. Their defense has been playing fantastic ever since the opening drive where the Purple Riders drove down the field, got the touchdown run from Cox. Since then, they've settled in, and here they are on third down, looking to keep the drive alive. To the air. Daley going up top. He's going to be picked off. Couple defenders over there. And Elijah Roby with a clean read to get the ball back for the Riders with plenty of time.
Yeah, like I said, that was just like they were in the gray area of like kind of being to where they're kind of forced to throw the ball, kind of doing something they're not comfortable with, and so kind of that's what kind of led to that play, kind of third and deep, kind of just throw it up, see what happens. And they're lucky because I think that, if he breaks free, with the speed that Martins Ferry has, he might have changed the game there.
Daley trying to hook up with Cooper Day, the intended target downfield. Works out basically like a punt.
I agree with that. Yeah, that's fair.
So off the jump ball interception. Turnover for the Cubs. And it's going to be a fake throw to the outside. And through the window goes Kropka.
on the keeper up the middle.
It looked like they were trying to throw a bubble there to Walkquem Cox there, but it might have been dead.
Joey Color on the stop for the Cubs.
Timeout's going to be taken by Martins Ferry. They've still got 2 left. And here it is. Just a fake throw to the outside. And he was able to find a decent crease. Healthy pickup on first down.
Yeah, so I think the pressure on the left side, the DN threw his hand up and kind of got in his way to be able to feel comfortable throwing that ball. So he took the safe route and taking the quarterback sneak up the middle. Or quarterback keeper up the middle.
I want to say hey to Mary Carroll out there watching. Kennard is her grandson. Tayson Palmer, your uncle Hondo, is out there watching. And Local Fatty loves how you can hear the crickets out there in Cub Country. You are not tripping, sir. We are literally streaming from a treehouse. We'll show you at halftime our setup here. It's pretty crazy. I mean, you deal with the elements out here. Not only are the leaves falling here, it's fall time. I've had to deal with crickets, insects. There's always cows across the street making some noise, a couple of roosters. This is good old-fashioned farm country. And a deep pass into it. Falls incomplete. Plenty of laundry out on the field, though, as Roby, the intended target, was interfered with.
Yeah, so they had the one-on-one, kind of like what they tried to do down here on the last possession, try to get the one-on-one jump ball situation there. It just happened that Kropka threw the ball a little, underthrew it a little bit, and usually, it kind of sucks for the defenders, but usually they get called for pass interference when the offensive guy has to come back into it.
So the underthrow pays off for Martins Ferry. The penalty yardage, obviously enough for a first down, and it gets them out near midfield. Time, the biggest factor now, 19 seconds, but it'll stay there until the snap.
Yeah, they're still trusting the one-on-one up top there. It's pretty interesting. A little safety help actually now.
Daley in coverage that side. They're going to rifle it deep again. Roby's got the speed, and it's a tad overthrown.
Yeah, I said safety help, but he didn't get over on that. So, I mean, you're still throwing the ball up there and just once again overthrowing them. Unfortunately, it's a beautiful ball, just overthrown. Unfortunate.
Depends who you're a fan of to throw around that unfortunate word, JR.
I know.
As an offensive guy, I know that you're always kind of rooting for the big plays. Want the playmakers to at least have a shot at it.
Yeah. I love the deep ball. Like I said, I love the spread offense and being able to throw the ball all over the place. So seeing them actually throw the ball, and all that stuff, it's getting me kind of fired up right now. So.
Former quarterback here on the mic with us tonight for the TY Tigers of Mansfield Senior. Rolling out right side, flag comes in. This is just a throwaway.
Yeah, it looks like the right tackle held.
The play design kind of melted down immediately.
Ooh, I wonder, kind of my old playbook here, you throw a little hitch and the running back was swinging out to the right. Maybe a little hook and ladder play. I don't know.
They're going to need something real fancy, one of those gadget plays here with just 8 seconds left. Martins Ferry still with 2 timeouts if they're brought down within the field of play. But with the penalty yardage, now 2nd and 20 coming up from the 37.
That screenplay was pretty productive. I don't know if you try that, maybe just to spread everybody out and maybe you break one here.
Hesitation from Kropka. Hit as he releases. Still leaves 2 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, like you said, it might be something like another gadget play or something here because it's tough. 3rd and long here. You also don't want to throw the ball up and then let Lucas get a pick here and maybe run it back too. So it's kind of a careful game here to where if that does happen, it blows the game wide open. I think Martins Ferry gets the ball at half too.
Lucas did have the football first. Here we go. On 3rd down, they'll put it on the ground, and here's Cox veering to the near side, and then Cox, he's got a nice run, but it's not going to be nearly enough as that will take us to the half. Cubs with a 2-score cushion, 15-6. They lead it here on homecoming night, and we've got your band performances coming up for each school here on the way. Keep it locked in. Friday night football from Bob Wine Field. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank. That's better.
At American Homestead Exteriors, we're more than a business. We're a father-daughter team with a shared mission to protect and beautify the homes in our community. We believe your home deserves top quality service and products. From the first nail to the final walkthrough, we take pride in doing the job right. The first time, every time. Integrity, craftsmanship, and customer service aren't just words to us. They're the foundation of everything we do. American Homestead Exteriors. Strong, reliable exterior solutions. Built with pride, built for you.
If you want any stats for passing yards for Lucas, none. I mean, they just keep running.
I was sitting right there. There's room. Yeah.
Actually, do they even have a win yet? No. Isn't that what FE's team? Seems like it was sad.
Played them last year. Fumble fest. That was the day we had the Grove City visit today. That's my boy. Right there. He's out there doing Should have brought Francis.
And now, entering the field for their halftime performance, under the direction of Miss Katie Johnson, with the assistant flag corps advisor Miss Carissa Grillo, and volunteer Miss Rhea Oswald, your Lucas Cubs Marching Band. We're excited this evening to share the field with the alumni members of the Lucas Band. Our program this evening consists of songs whose notoriety and fame carry throughout the decades. Written by Survivor for the 1982 movie Rocky III, and topping the charts for over a month after its release. Here is Eye of the Tiger.
I didn't turnovers. I'm trying to think. Interception. There was fourth down. So maybe one for each team. If that sounds right. Because Lucas threw that pick, and then I'm pretty sure Martins didn't get it on fourth down. So I think there should be one for each team. That's all I remember. Yeah. 5 penalties for 30 yards.
song this evening is a shout out to our fans in the stands as well as our cheerleaders. This one includes some participation, and we want to hear you. Here's the tune everyone knows, the Hay Song. And now, please join us as we play the Lucas High School fight song. The Lucas Cubs Marching Band would like to thank you for your continued support of our music program. Our students
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
At American Homestead Exteriors, we're more than a business. We're a father-daughter team with a shared mission to protect and beautify the homes in our community. We believe your home deserves top quality service and products. From the first nail to the final walkthrough, we take pride in doing the job right. The first time, every time. Integrity, craftsmanship, and customer service aren't just words to us. They're the foundation of everything we do. American Homestead Exteriors. Strong, reliable exterior solutions. Built with pride, built for you.
It's halftime here at Bob Wine Field. The Kitties are out there right now utilizing the playing surface, and the grass does look beautiful out here on the last weekend of summer. And Cubs fans enjoying what they're seeing so far on homecoming night as they lead it by a couple of scores, 15-6. My name is Brian Skowronski. I have got Jackson Yoder, my star intern, with me here now. He tracks the stats for me on Friday nights. And we'll just jump right into the numbers here, Jackson, and break it down for me by the digits. What's been going on so far here through a couple of quarters?
Well, what I've been seeing lately is Lucas, and honestly, not only Lucas, I would say both these teams have some pretty well-established run games, as you see here. Lucas with 187 rush yards. Not a single pass yard, and there was, however, one heave in the court. Unfortunately, that one was intercepted, and that was their only turnover of the night. For the Purple Riders, looking pretty good. They're a little bit even, a little bit more on the rushing side as well. Notice that throughout the first half here, did start to throw a little bit later in that second quarter. Things weren't really clicking as much as they would have liked. However, 4 straight incompletions on that one drive there later in the second quarter. So right now, it's looking pretty close for Lucas and these Riders here, but anything can happen going into the second half.
Purple Riders were able to lean on the run game early on in this contest. We saw Cox was able to get into the end zone early, and they were really feeding him often. You mentioned the incompletions and the consecutive ones from Kropka to end that first half. They at least show a little bit of more versatility out there in a dynamic that they could be multidimensional. However, is your expectation to see them go back to the run game and what was able to get them down the field in their only points so far in the second half?
Yeah, I think they could have had a touchdown. That catch, just a drop, happens all the time. But rookie mistake. I'm sure they're gonna score at least maybe another touchdown, maybe on the run game. But maybe they can find a way to click with this passing game. It hasn't clicked too much yet. Only 2 completions as I tracked. Yeah, both of them for number 14. I don't recall his name if you have it, but.
It was Lucas Shane that has both of the completions and the receptions so far. Their leading receiver on the year coming into tonight as well.
So they might need to use Shane a little bit more going into this second half.
All right, that is Jackson Yoder with the breakdown for you. Appreciate it, buddy. I know you got to get over to the concession stand. I want a full report after the game. Let me know exactly what they have going on in there that's special for homecoming night. Cool?
Cool. Sounds good.
All right. He's going to pass off the headset back over to my comrade here, J.R. Davis. JR, give me your impression so far a couple of quarters. We knew that this was going to be a game that was very heavily reliant on the running attacks for each side. And right now, up to this point, a lot bigger runs so far for Lucas. Giegold was able to get into the end zone for each of their scores. Just what did you think of each offense so far here through the first 24 minutes?
So, one of the things we talked about at the beginning was, how it's important for both teams to not fall to where they need to throw the ball. Lucas has got it now to where they're able to control the clock. They're ahead. They're ahead by 2 scores. So they can play defense. They can just keep everything in front. Just wear the clock out. They found some spurts there with the crack toss over on the outside, broke off some big plays and was able to score in the second half, the second quarter, and everything there. So I think the biggest thing for them, just finding a way. And then with Martins Ferry, they went to the. I felt like they went to the well too often, way too quickly in the first half. They ran the ball with Walkquem Cox, who's a special talent, but just like I said earlier, with the video game wise, it's not a video game. He's going to get tired. And plus, if you keep running the ball up the middle, at some point, like we saw late in the half there, Lucas filled up the box with 10 people in there, so it kind of shut them off from being able to do that, forcing them to throw the ball, which they're not very comfortable with. If it was up to them, they'd run the ball 90 sometimes a game.
Both of these teams right now on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. Lucas, who has 11 consecutive playoff bursts, that is a Richland County record, made it into Week 11 last year. 5-5 record, did lose at Malvern in the opening week, but this is a really pivotal game for each of these teams as we're at the midway point. Plenty of season still ahead and some runway to be able to get yourself back into the playoff picture. But you look at Lucas right now, D7, Region 27, moving out of Region 25, which was a bear for many years. Oh, by the way, Hillsdale and Danville followed them into Region 27. But they have 0 level 2 points right now with their 2 wins coming against 0-8 opponents. As we'll go ahead, we'll show you Lucas's schedule as you see Justin Kropka, the head coach for Martins Ferry, leading his team off. This is what's coming up. How about 3 straight on the road for the Cubs after tonight? So enjoy this one, the taste of home cooking. They certainly did last week, 62-zip. They just absolutely steamrolled Van Loo, did the same to Plymouth in week 1 with a 51-0 victory. But Elgin, that's a chance for some definite bonus points, and then Amanda Clear Creek 2, which is a bigger team, and then a 4-0 Reynolds squad. So for Lucas moving forward, a lot to be determined, but tonight, this is a very impactful victory if they can get one.
Yeah, so like you said, with the points wise, it's all about who you beat and who have they beat and everything. And so, Martins Ferry with 2 wins, those are points that other teams they're getting and everything. So that's what, if Lucas ends up pulling this off, they get all those points, and that kind of skyrockets them to be able to do all that. Plus, any other win the rest of the year, those teams have wins as well. So those are extra points that they can get. And it just keeps adding on, and we'll see what happens at the end of the year. But this is kind of like where you start your, you want to get this win, especially like you said, the next 3 games are road games. So kind of want to get some momentum going into, you come off the 62-0 win, you pull off a big win on this Martins Ferry team here. You're going in, 2-game win streak going on the road here is huge.
And here's what's coming up for the Purple Riders, who are competing in Division 6, Region 23 this year. Right now they are 21st, 7 undefeateds coming into tonight, still within that region. And for this team, a chance to really get healthy in terms of the wins as you look at just 1 win so far, 1 victory, and that's Buckeye Local over their next 3 games that they're going to have. So even though you want to get the victory here, there's definitely an opportunity for them to build some momentum when they start getting into the end of their season.
Yeah, and we're still talking about points here. That their first game of the year wasn't it doesn't count, I guess, towards the OHSAA point system for the playoffs and everything. So right now they only have 1 win that they can really use, and that's Malvern, which Malvern's going to get your points. They're a very good team. They're going to get some wins down here. But, you still got to get some – if you get some wins, you're going to get points. It just depends on how many you get. And if you lose, you don't get any off this week.
Cubs getting set to take the field. They'll kick it off here to start off the second half. As that will put a bow on our Madison Adult Career Center halftime report. Third quarter action set to begin. Beautiful night here in the Lucas Valley. Temperatures right about 72 degrees, clear skies overhead when those fireworks are going off. It has been a great sight. Quality crowd, too, for a Martins Ferry team that's over 100 and some miles away. I think 111 is what I measured out. There's quite a few Purple Rider fans here in the building.
Yeah, that's wild. When we got here, it was like seeing where they're actually from, and that's pretty. I went to school in that area, so that's a heck of a trip.
Big return and a potential touchdown-saving tackle right there, as Johnson takes it back for the Riders. It's a nice return. And they'll have a Pioneer Career and Technology Center first down from beyond their own 40-yard line to get the party started here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting here. I wonder if they're going to start going with the power right, kind of go back, kind of get comfortable running the ball, trying to get their offense again, get the ball to the playmakers on the outside. But other than that, kind of just use your guy that you know.
Kropka comes under center. Pro formation. They're going to change this up a little bit here. This is Elijah Roby. Here's Roby spinning it back, coming here near side. He's going to catch a block inside the 20, and he'll take it all the way to the crib. 59-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, huge thing. Like I said, get the ball to the playmakers, and that a heck of a way to kind of deke everybody was giving the ball to what everybody thought was going to get the ball, and then you get the reverse, but it ends up being reverse, comes back to where they got the ball. So interesting play call coming up here with the 2-point conversion. I think yeah, that's interesting. I think you might kick the field goal here or kick the extra point, but they went for 2 earlier, so it might be something wrong with the kicker. Maybe, who knows.
Trying to make it just a 1-point game. Bring the man in motion. That's Barnett rolling that side. Kropka looking. Sidesteps a defender. Inching towards the goal line. He's in. 2-point try is good. And all of a sudden, 20 seconds here into the second half. 15-14. Whole new ball game.
Yeah, he had Maurice Barnett on that, a little jet sweep that was, I think he was the guy earlier in the game that if he catches the ball, it's a touchdown. That kind of changes the whole mentality of how this game is right now. And so he had him there, but luckily he was able to fight through to get the 2 points on that play.
59-yard touchdown run. Jay on the arm right when they got it into the hands of their playmakers, and that's pretty much what you've been preaching is it seems like they've got some guys that can really go, that are special with the football in their hands, and proved right there when you see Elijah Roby, and just a sophomore, but boy, he was really able to make something special happen out in the open field.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you got to, I understand that Walkquem Cox is a really good player, and I would love to have him in my backfield all the time, but you kind of got to trust the other players because kind of like what we were talking about, the things like if you keep running the ball to Walkquem Cox, it's going to open up stuff for the other guys too, and so that's where you got to start taking advantage of that stuff because those guys are going to be wide open because everybody is expecting Walkquem Cox to get the ball every time now. Wonder if they're going to do another onside kick here.
They've been doing short kicks so far here tonight. Everyone down in a 4-point stance, and they will indeed. They kick it straight ahead. It's up for grabs.
End up getting it.
Purple Riders had the first shot at it.
Wow. They got it.
They do come up with possession. Gutsy move right here. Second look on the OhioHealth replay. Obviously, they had the first crack at it. Took kind of a weird hop away from Mason Giegold and just a whole cluster of bodies, and down at the bottom, anything can happen there. And Martins Ferry able to come up with an extra possession.
Wow, what a change of momentum here. Holy cow. But momentum, holy cow. What a change.
First down run. It'll be Cox back against the grain. He'll pick up 3.
So now they're back in the spot where they can kind of rely on Walkquem Cox just to keep running the ball here. Like just feeling comfortable. They don't have to rely on the throw. They don't have to rely on trick plays to kind of get them back in this game. They're kind of almost in control. They're almost in control of this game right now.
Down by 1, but certainly have stolen the momentum.
Gain of 3 on the play brings up 2nd down 7. Right around the
Back in their power eye right now. Back in their bread and butter.
Toss play, right side, great blocking. Cox to the second level. He'll be forced out of bounds, but he's got enough for a Pioneer Career and Technology Center. First down.
Yeah, getting the ball to the outside, I think that was a big thing too. I wanted to, bring up was that like they, keep going up the middle, but like, if you keep stacking the box with 10 people on the inside, if you get the, with their playmakers that they have, they're able to get to the outside. You can see what happens on that, like what they had earlier in that end around for a touchdown.
Great blocking on the perimeter. Jacob Ball helping set the edge, opening things up for Walkquem Cox. Give it to him again. Third straight carry for Cox. And he's out near the 25-yard line. Martins Ferry again on the move here offensively.
Yeah, so fresh legs coming out of halftime for sure, which helps out with Walkquem for sure and everything. But, once again, I think you got to divvy out the load here, delegate to some other things. When they line up in the power eye right here, they got a one-on-one down top and down the bottom here. Might not work, but throw it up, then you still got 2 plays for a first down.
Motion one of the fullbacks. Try to run that side. Off the stutter step. Ja'Cory Cox just wasn't able to find a lane. The Cubs fly to the football, and they create havoc in the backfield. They'll actually lose a half a yard.
Yeah, they gave him a little break there, gave Cox a break there, and it kind of backfired on him a little bit. So not horrible here, 3rd and 10. You're most likely not punting in this situation, so you can go back to the run game. You can get your 5 yards on this play, make it a more manageable 4th down.
Martins Ferry breaks the huddle. Rolling right, looking and completing. Out into the flats here is Shane. His 3rd reception of the night.
Yeah, watching pregame, they love that flood concept, especially on a play-action roll. They worked on that almost I want to say 10, 15 times, just play-action roll for the flood.
Still not going to be enough for the 1st down. Picks up 8 and makes it a more manageable situation here with the 4th down just outside of the red zone.
This one I feel a lot more comfortable if you go to Walkquem Cox. I'm not saying 4th and 5, but right here, this is perfect.
They'll need to. They'll fake it to Cox, and they'll throw it wide open to Shane. And Luca gonna take it in for another Purple Rider score.
You keep feeding the Walkquem Cox like that, it opens up the play action, and that was happening. I mean, there was, I think, 2 out of the 3 people that were running those routes were wide open.
22-yard connection, and it was just a gorgeous executed play call. I think everybody had the same.
A lot of people thinking it hit the ground. Let's get a little replay here.
See how well of a angle we have on this one. We'll try to slow it down as much as possible. Oh, no question that hits the ground. The referee's 2 feet away, though.
Wow. Wow. He's jinxed here, huh?
We'll show it to you guys one more time. But it seems pretty obvious that he uses the ground to pull this in.
Ew, yeah. Yeah. At first, I was kind of like, you guys are up here were saying, like, oh, it definitely hit the ground. I'm like, I don't know. But that last one there definitely, But high school football, gotta love it.
16 unanswered points to start off this 3rd quarter here for the Purple Riders. All of a sudden, they're on top by 7. Lucas hasn't even touched the football.
Yeah, and I wonder if go ahead and kick the onside kick again. Or you're not. I mean, it's not like a legit onside kick, but it's. I mean, they're just squibbing it and kind of hoping for chaos.
They're getting it.
Tim Daley and Brady in shoots deep for the Cubs.
Lucas hasn't necessarily adjusted with the hands team per se up front.
Yeah, there's still one guy in the middle.
They'll kick this one deep. Take a hop, picked up here at the 20-yard line.
Ooh.
But Daley's not going to go anywhere. Tim Daley driven into the turf. Lucas, though, does get the football for the first time here in quarter 3.
Now, with all that just happening, yes, it is called, shock, all that stuff, but it's only a 7-point game, and 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Plenty of football left. You don't have to do anything you're not used to doing. Stay with what homecoming weekend. Bring the date that bring your date there. I forget the saying, whatever. But but do what you've been doing. Okay, so just run the ball. Keep forcing them to tackle. Keep forcing them to stop you. 4 straight times.
Cubs moved it well on the ground in the first half. Go to the rushing attack here, and it looked like it was over with. Never heard a whistle. Legs kept churning, and it looks like it's Brady Giegold moving the pile for what should have been no gain. Ends up a pickup of 5.
Yeah, just keeping the legs moving. Like I said, stay with what you're doing there. Just keep running the ball. Keep doing what you're doing best.
Lucas now on a 2nd down 5. They'll fake it. Daley tackled in the backfield. Purple Riders making some adjustments.
Yeah, they went to a shotgun set there, and I just they had a lot of success in the first half when they were in their wishbone, wing tee, or not wishbone, wing tee, and like the crack sweeps on the outside, you know. So maybe they go to that right here. Hopefully.
Third and 7. Purple Riders with the momentum right now. They're going to hang on to it. As they hang on to the ball carrier, Malachi Giles in the backfield swings them down for another loss. 4th down.
Yeah, just putting Lucas in uncomfortable situations. You know, first play they got 5 yards on it. Looked like they were, ahead of the chains, and then the second play kind of set them back there. You know, kind of forcing them to do something they're not comfortable with.
Get your tickets ready.
Yeah, holy momentum, huh?
Martins Ferry here in this third quarter has captured about as much as you can through 6 minutes. They're about to get the football back. Great punt, though.
Kick. Oh, man, he let it go.
So Roby coming off the touchdown. Lets this one take a hop over his head. And it'll be down, so the Cubs defense looking to make a play here after Kiegold has a solid punt.
Yeah, that flipped the field.
Tonight's winning 50-50 ticket number.
It's one of those that just, you're not going to have a big return on it. If you have a chance to catch it, catch it. Because if, the way the ball bounces now, the ball bounces, that added another 20 yards, 20, 30 yards to that play, to that kick.
At the tent near the concession stand, 920-4823.
Monster drive here for both sides of the equation. Martins Ferry, of course, has swung the pendulum clear in their favor with all the momentum right now. But for Lucas, all it takes is a stop and to get the football back. Just down by a score. Roby in motion here on the first down. Jet sweep. He'll take it, looking for an edge. But instead it's going to be Lucas setting the edge as he gets sat down. Cooper Day and company in for the stop.
Yeah, I like it, though. They're giving the ball to somebody else. Looks like somebody down for Martins Ferry there.
Do have an injury timeout right now on the field. And this is their burner, Elijah Roby.
Looks like just cramping up, possibly.
So he's down, getting stretched out. Take a look over at the far sideline, and the fans in attendance making the trip from Martins Ferry down in the Ohio Valley, which, if you're a fan of the OH Report, I am sure you've heard Travis Berardi mention it many of times. It's one of those unique leagues where they're playing teams from West Virginia. They're right there outside of Wheeling. They're also by Pittsburgh, so they play Pennsylvania teams as well. So it's just more convenient for them to jump state boundaries and go travel and play different teams outside of the Buckeye State, JR.
Yeah, I went to college in the Ohio Valley area, so that's how me and Travis were able to, officially when we first met each other, or had a conversation about all that. So, but yeah, that area, I mean, it's tough. You got all, they're playing all these different teams, and and especially for Lucas, Lucas being have to bring those guys in. I assume that they're going to go back over there next year. So that's a 2.5-hour trip out of the school day there.
No gain on first down. They'll play action roll near side. Here's Luca with the grab. Flag comes in after the play.
Possibly a face mask.
Kropka's pass is complete to Lucas Shane. Penalty flags down.
As of now, Shane's got another snag.
He called targeting.
This is going to be a killer for the Cubs.
Oh, my gosh. Let's see here.
Or actually, excuse me, it's going to go against the Purple Riders.
You never see that. I mean, I understand that's by the law, but oh, my gosh, you never see that.
So the flag's on the ball carrier. I was expecting to see a lineman downfield, perhaps, that picked it up. I think the referee might have wanted to pick up that hanky if he saw the replay we had.
Yeah, it didn't look anything. Well, I mean, I know he led with the top of the head, but.
Second down for the Purple Riders from their own 22-yard line.
I guess.
By the letter of the law, moving at full speed, very tough to judge. So here on a 2nd and long, Cox making up for it. Here goes Walkquem Cox into the open field. It's a foot race. Daley can't catch him, and he is go 79-yard. House calling the Riders. Got everything riding in their favor right now.
I guess we don't have to worry about that targeting call anymore. Wow.
Wipes it out and then some. Good grief, what a run. Step through one would-be tackle, and then you see the speed. Walkquem into the open field. And this dude, he probably is on the track team. If he's not, this could be his demo reel to tell coach, I need a spot.
For sure. Looks like once again they're going for 2 here. No. Called a timeout. Interesting. Yeah.
First charge timeout for the Purple Riders, who have just seized absolute control of this game. If you're just joining us late here, folks, it was 15-6 at the half. Lucas, of course, on top. And it's just been a landslide. We saw Roby with the big touchdown, a 59-yarder. 22-yard touchdown for Shane on a 4th down. And now Cox, I'll show you the entire play coming up here. Check this out.
Yeah, had a good cutback, 2 cutbacks, and see you later.
All set up, just showing that he was going to perhaps go to the outside and opening up those hips. He's done an excellent job of that tonight, giving the defenders one look, and then he puts that right foot in the ground, cuts back up against the grain, and no one able to catch him.
I just think he's happy that no one was diving at his legs that time. You know, that's what it was like the whole first half. He was just getting attacked like that. You know, now that they open it up to other people, it's starting to open up the middle for him now.
See if the timeout pays off here. Play action, back of the zone, heavy coverage. It's tipped and incomplete. So Lucas keeps us at a 28-15 game after breaking that up. We'll see if they can do something with the football when we come back. Homecoming 9 for the Cubs. Looking to avoid Martins Ferry playing spoiler.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
We welcome you back to Cubs country, where the Purple Riders of Martins Ferry kicking off for the 3rd time already here in this 3rd quarter. And they are just filling themselves right now on the road. Coverage team down and out. Javis Johnson coming up with a big tackle. And the Cubs will start at their own 25. I'm Brian Skowronski, J.R. Davis with me here tonight. And you cannot picture any larger change of momentum than what we have seen so far here through these first 7 minutes. I mean, it's been 2 totally different Purple Riders teams.
Yeah, Lucas giving up 16 points in the first 4 minutes of the half without even touching the ball. That was pretty wild.
First down play, they'll whistle it dead. So it's going to go against Lucas and a false start.
Might be back to where they weren't set on the left side there.
all of a sudden the Cubs out of sorts. They've been so good at home so far this season, had not given up a point until tonight, and had the Purple Riders just at 6 points through the first couple of frames. Whole new ball game here. 3 explosive touchdowns for Martins Ferry here on the road. Cubs trying to respond here on a 1st and 15. And they'll find a running lane. Gets back to penalty yardage and then some. Good looking run to open up the drive.
Yeah, they had a lot of success with that in the first half, and so I'm surprised it took them this long to get back to it, because it was just, like I said, I think they ran it 3 straight times and scored on a play here. So I'd like to probably see that more often on this.
Homecoming king Tim Daley there with the carry. His best of the night. Gains 11.
Second down, Cubs from their own 31-yard
Need to get more out of him. Averaging 6.7 yards per clip on the year as a flag comes in pre-snap.
Interesting. It's like 12 in the huddle, 12 out there. A legacy gross.
So the senior has to come off the field, watch his offense move back 5 yards, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Assessed against the Cubs. Backs him up near the 26.
Penalty starting to become a problem here for Lucas. A couple of them already here on this drive, and when they desperately need, try to start finding their footing here in this competition. And another.
So it looks like the line, when he's like saying set go, on when the quarterback's saying set, like 3 or 4 of the linemen are putting their hand down. And I think he's saying it's set go so quickly, it's almost like it's a false start. And that's what the ref is seeing up there. Oh, no. My bad. Okay.
They did get a jump this time on the Purple Riders.
Okay, my bad.
So just trading penalties at this point. 5 this way, father. And it's back to a 2nd and 4, clock running. Down to 3:15 when they snap it. And right into the mouth of the defense. Swallowed up as Giegold. A lot of big boys up in front, highlighted there by Alex Carpino.
And so you got 3rd and 5 here. So not a do-or-die moment here, with it being like it's still a little in the 3rd quarter. But this is a close 4th down. They may end up going for it with how much momentum Martins Ferry has right now.
Need 6. They'll toss it. Daley slithers inside, but only picks up 1.
Well, decision time here. Like I said, with how the momentum is for Martins Ferry right now, I think if you punt, it's almost it, you know. So this is a big pickup here.
Jimmy Sweat's filling that pressure as well, as he'll keep the offense on the field, trying to just keep it out of the hands right now of the Purple Riders.
Maybe try to get them to jump.
Definitely did that hard count. Play clock down to 10 as they look over to the sideline. Carter Cox gonna wait. Clock dwindling, and they're just gonna take the delay of game. So an interesting strategy here for the Cubs, or actually, they're going to award them a timeout.
Yeah.
One referee threw the flag, the other got an earful from the coaching staff. And JR, I think I'm with you at this point in the contest, just given how things have progressed here in this 3rd quarter. Talking about 3 touchdowns, a couple successful 2-point conversions. I think the offense for Lucas, I mean, you're only down a couple scores, but you got to go down swinging.
I agree with that. It's one of those things, is like, because it's not like they're Martins Ferry's a passing team where you might get lucky with a 3 and out on incompletions. 95% chance 2 or 3 of the plays, at least on this down series, is going to go to Walkquem Cox there. So they're going to be running the clock down too. So that's going to be something too that you might want to put in. So they may kick it here just to be safe. I think that's what they're going to end up doing. But it wouldn't surprise me if they end up trying something here, maybe like a fake or something to maybe deke them into sneaking in for a first down here.
Giegold's back in his punter formation. Nobody back deep for Martins Ferry.
They're not buying it.
He is going to send it off the right foot. Takes a big hop from the 45, and boy, that'll tumble all the way near the 20. So they'll at least flip the field here, Lucas will. But it's the ball back into the hands of an offense that already has 3 touchdowns here in this quarter.
Yeah, Martins Ferry was thinking the same thing I was. Is like it wouldn't surprise me if they tried something right there, try to, like I said, sneak a first down and maybe get some momentum on their end on converting a fourth down.
Other scores from around the area, third quarter.
So with $1:36 to go here in the third quarter, it's going to be the Purple Riders with the football back, fresh off a 79-yard touchdown run. Walkquem Cox, the sophomore, come through with that one. They've got a pretty talented class of 2028 out here. Plenty of sophomores in the mix, Roby as well. They'll hand it off. Here's Walkquem. Right into the arms of Kennard. He's able to make the stop.
Yeah, I could just see that. Just keep feeding him into the fourth quarter here. Big series, though. I mean, if you get a stop here, I mean, the Cubs are still well in it. But it's got to be a quick conversion.
Cox with his 5th carry already here of the third quarter.
They are burning the clock right now, as if it was the fourth quarter.
And this is the Lucas style of play.
Right.
So it's not even 9 p.m. yet. Game moving right along. Fourth quarter coming up. And Cox slowed up. Gross comes in to help make the stop and set up a third down. And big play for this Lucas defense on the way.
Yeah, it looks like they might run it out to the quarter here. Like I said, they're playing like right now, like it's if it is the fourth quarter. It's trying to burn the clock down. But I mean, it makes sense, Lucas's offense hasn't really done much this half. I think they have like 6 total plays, right?
No first downs.
Yeah. So they back-to-back 3 and outs. I mean, so if you do end up punting the ball, which I don't see them doing it on here, but if they do, you take your chances because it's still a 2-score game.
And we just have money time remaining. The Riders with the football, third down when we come back to Bob Wine Field.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
We have reached money time here at Bob Wine Field. Just 12 minutes remaining on the clock, and the Purple Riders have come into town. Looking to storm out of here with a big victory. Crucial third down on the way. They need 4. And they're going to put it in the hands of Cox, their main man here. And he tumbles forward, reaching for a first down. He's got it.
Yeah, went to the bread and butter there. But went to the outside this time, and that's where they kind of got the separation and sealed off the outside here.
OhioHealth, your instant replay provider for Lucas football this season. Showcasing you second looks throughout the course of the action. And a lot of that gentleman right there, Walkquem Cox, 5'11", 205-pound sophomore. So a kid that's not really built like a 15-year-old JR.
No. But then again, you see them all on Instagram and all that stuff, all these different kids that just huge.
Huge set in there, as this will be a fake. And Kropka gets tumbled down. Legacy Gross caught him from behind.
So Lucas almost needs like a penalty kind of to push him back behind the sticks here and force them into a longer third down instead of a shorter third down to where they're still able to run the ball here. Kind of force them to pass the ball. Even though they did have some success with it, they're and force them to do something they're not comfortable with.
Still a pickup of 3.
Yeah, big second down here. If they can get them to a third and long here, I think their chances go up big time on coming back here.
Cox over on the sideline catching a breather, and the Cubs able to catch them up the middle. Giegold pushing the pile back. He, along with Kennard and company, going to make this third down situation.
Yeah, 3rd and 6, so it's kind of one of those iffy situations. They may still go with the run just to keep the clock moving, or they may go to what they've been doing successfully is the play action pass where they roll out and they kind of have a flood concept to the outside here and kind of dump it to their number 14 running back, I think it is.
Elijah Roby's been the man in the passing game along with Lucas Shane, who you just mentioned, leading receiver on the night. And for the season as well. 5 yards needed, play action. They are going to boot left side. It's a fake to Luka. And here comes Kropka. He's got the first down into Cub territory. And then swung down after a huge gain. We got a Cub down on the field. And thought maybe a penalty flag, but it looks like just a cramping Cub.
Yeah, Lucas looks like they just did everything right defensively to shut down that play action pass, but Kropka was able just to cut back and kind of flip the field on that.
Really tough for this Cubs coaching staff to digest. Did have everything covered. Player's going to make plays, and the coach's kid scrambles out in a big first down run for Kobe Kropka.
For Lucas, it's got to be like a gut punch right now because you went into that half, and with how Martins Ferry's offense was looking, you're like, oh, we're going to control this game. We're going to just kind of ride this off, just run the clock out. And then 4 minutes in, you don't even touch the ball, and you've lost the lead, and to the point now where it's a 2-score game. I mean, an hour ago, you're probably thinking it's a whole different ball game, but man, wow.
The new chapter of the game has certainly had a new main character. This man has been right at the center of it. Cox dragging a tackler with him, and that's going to be another Pioneer career in technology town as the chain gang has been busy here as of late. It's a slick jump cut. Walkquem Cox, an exciting player. And anytime you're a starter as a freshman, lets you know that you're just kind of an uncommon type of build in this sport.
For sure, and especially with everybody watching middle school football, they knew that you were coming up too. So it's one of those. It's not like you just popped up out of nowhere too.
Somehow still able to drive forward. Cubs collapse at the line of scrimmage. We're able to win and get into the backfield. Ben Hawkinsmith able to track him down. And right now it looks like it's Walkquem Cox still down.
He might be cramping now.
He's got 9 carries and counting here in this second half. So another injury timeout. Does appear to just be a cramp. With that, check out the YouTube channel 1. Want to say what's up to all 273 of y'all watching together live and free. including Daniel Bungard, says, hey, Martins Ferry, don't take the foot off the gas. There's long touchdowns runs. And looks like quite a few Martins Ferry fans have found us out there in the chat section. Tom Palmer saying, well, we got that dog in him. The guy is exciting to watch. Hard to argue that after what we've seen, specifically here in this second half, where they've opened things up a bit more, JR. I think that they were keen to what you were perceiving in that first half, that this dude's special and he needs to get his touches, but you've got some other guys that have plenty of gas in the tank and can pop off fireworks on any given occasion.
Yeah, and like you said, we started off with that. They got the ball and they tried to end around back to Roby, and he broke it off for a massive touchdown, which started the change of the whole momentum of everything. So, it's you love Walkquem Cox. He's your dude. But like I said, you got other dudes. It'd be different if you didn't. Different if you just kind of put guys out there just out there. But you have dudes, so take advantage of them. Give your dude Walkquem Cox a break because this is week 5. It's not a video game. He's going to get tired. He's got 5 more games this year at least.
Here's the handoff, left side, trying to come back to the right is Gunnar Disher. He's going to be dropped down. Cubs ready for him. So again, we've got a 3rd down situation on the way. Cubs just can't seem to get off the field at this moment.
Yeah, Lucas needs like a turnover. They need some kind of just play just to spark them, because it just like hands on hips right now. Everybody's kind of like down, can't know or don't know what just hit them. I get it. Just all that stuff happened so quickly, and now you're trying to fight back into an uncomfortable situation to where probably with how late it is in the game, 7.5 minutes left, and you're probably going to have to start throwing the ball.
Lucas, a lot of guys going both ways, just 34 dudes on the roster. So a little bit into their backup reserves in terms of their gas tanks as Giegold able to force him back the other way, and there's a sack that they needed. Swung down in the backfield by Ann Schultz.
Yeah, big play for them to keep them in this game. I think Kropka had a tight end screaming up the middle there that he could have tossed it up to, but he didn't feel comfortable throwing that, and so he cut back like he did earlier and was able to, got caught up. So now it's a 4th and 10.
4-yard loss on the play, and Schultz coming in for the big loss. Cubs with a rare sack tonight. Seen some great escapability, particularly on this drive from Kobe Kropka.
Yeah, it looks like Martins Ferry is going to run this clock down to as low as they can, maybe take a timeout, or, take the delay, or probably take the timeout more than anything.
Will be a timeout, 2nd of the half, taken by the Purple Riders. Give me a chance to let you folks know that if you want to see all of the highlights from North Central Ohio and beyond, tune in to the Friday Night Pigskin. I am your host. Right around 11:30 from all over the place. I think we've got 13 highlights lined up for tonight, including my analysis on this game right here. Facebook and our main YouTube channel at 11:30 p.m. Sure hope to see you there. And right now we are looking at the lone Lucas girl wrestler, Jacqueline Remy. Jocelyn Remy. And she is double duty, of course, cheerleader, and then going to be wrestling our camera guy, Jeremy Peoples, who is the girls wrestling aficionado over at Ontario. He just he gets pretty excited about these young ladies that want to throw on the headgear and get out there and kind of put it all on the line in one of the fastest growing sports in the country right now, JR,
yeah.
Girls wrestling.
Yeah, that's wild. A big play here. Almost want to say it might be your ball game if they convert.
Do need 10. Kropka back to pass, sets up, fires outside, and a diving catch is made.
Is it enough? Is it enough?
Maurice Barnett comes up with the football. He's got a dozen. They needed 10.
Oh, no, that's tough. Yep, first down. Oh, that's even more of a gut punch there.
Cubs defense holding them to a 4th and long. This is just an absolute strike from your quarterback.
Yeah, heck of a throw. Like, very, very clutch for Kropka there. But the other thing I was going to say is how tired I want to say the Lucas defense is right now, because I mean, trying to stop Walkquem Cox all that time, and getting beat up themselves, along with him getting tired. They're very tired because, one, they're playing both sides of the ball, but also it's tough to take down a guy that big.
22 unanswered points in this second half by the Purple Riders. All of them coming in the third quarter. Looking to throw a cherry on top here late time. Cox went airborne there.
Yeah.
So a vicious tackle, but it's another nice gain. Boom.
Wow.
We've seen some hitting here tonight.
Looked like a legacy gross there on the tackle.
Yeah, he's a big physical kid, over 200 pounds.
I had him when he was at Mansfield there. He played for my middle school football team before he came over here to Lucas. Part of the Gross family over there.
It's a large family.
Yeah.
A lot of great athletes from that lineage. 3-back set. Cox, the deep man, gets it, cuts back right side, and he'll trot in for another Purple Rider score.
Yeah, that just looks like the Lucas defense was wore out on that one. I think both teams are wore out right now. It's a lot of plays we've had today.
Second half run for the ages here for Martins Ferry. They have just controlled and dictated everything, and this man, the center of attention, so hard to bring down.
Yeah, just tough. I mean, like I was mentioning before, trying to take him down every play, it wears you out, and you're going to be sore the next day. Well, blocked, I think.
Cubs do get a piece of the PAT. They'll knock it down, but this, the latest touchdown. 2 in a row now for Cox as he rumbles in from 11 yards out, and Martins Ferry looks like they're going to be moving to win number 3 on the year.
Call Buckeye Horizon, your local trained comfort specialist.
Back at Bob Wine Field, Martin Ferry about to kick off again here in the second half. And they have really enjoyed the run of play. 4 unanswered touchdowns. Trailed coming out to start the third quarter, and they have just absolutely taken over. Been great in special teams as Tim Daley gets leveled right there. And you could just feel an energy shift in this game after they got the touchdown and the onside kick, JR. There's been a lot of momentum, and Martins Ferry, give them credit, they've ridden that wave.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like I mentioned before, going into half, you thought that Martins Ferry's offense wasn't clicking, wasn't doing what they needed to do, and so Lucas probably felt great, and they're going into homecoming weekend of like, hey, we're going to just ride this out and be able to go to homecoming tomorrow. But, man, what a heck of a first 4 minutes that changed the whole momentum of this game.
Cubs looking to finish strong. They still got fireworks loaded up out across the street, so why not put a couple more smiles on some of the home fan faces? And certainly it helps, even though you come out on the losing end, to have some late game momentum, something go your way, JR.
Yeah, so in this situation, obviously it's kind of almost insurmountable right now, but you want to see if your team is willing to still fight. And so we'll see here if they're able to or not.
They're going to put it up through the air, and the first completion in and out of the hands of Giegold. Third down.
Yeah, so Carter Cox rolling on the left there. He didn't set his feet. He kind of tried to do a baseball turn here, try to turn like a double play. And I don't think he has the arm strength for that to do that. So to turn the hips and turn the shoulders to be able to get that, put some power behind that. Because he had it. He was open. That would have been a kind of a big play for them.
Certainly a lot of green in front for Giegold if he was able to corral it. Instead, 3rd down. Cubs need 7. Giegold in motion. And he'll truck forward for a pickup of 2. Got to be 4-down territory all over the field right now. Under 4 minutes to go.
Brady Giegold on the carry.
Yeah, they kind of, you know, we talked about going to the well too many times, you know, using that sweep play. They toss it to the outside, and they had somebody already out there kind of shutting that down.
Put Cox back in the gun. Gonna roll near side. This is Daley, rather. And he's pretty close to the sticks. Maybe a yard shy.
Yeah, according to the guy up top, it looks like he's short. Lucas coaches don't look like they like what the call, like where the spot is.
They haven't made a determination yet. However, the spot does appear to be about a yard shy.
Yeah.
Here's a second look.
Let's see where he lands. So the 36. Yeah, that's roughly where he's at.
Officials have called for a measurement.
Had a couple of measurements so far here tonight. Here's another one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Based on the reaction of the crowd, we'll see if we can determine exactly how this is going to go. And, yeah, about a full yard shy. So Martins Ferry and the defense stands tall. They've just been superb here in the second half. Lucas with 1 first down here.
Yeah, didn't need Gene Sterator's index card on that one. Yeah, that's the toughest thing, and especially with that momentum that they had with Martins Ferry coming out. They Lucas going 3 and out, back-to-back possessions to start off the second half for them. That killed them as well.
Looks like they got the right spot, and a chance for the Purple Riders to put some icing on the cake, get in some younger players.
Martins Ferry takes over on downs.
See Javis Johnson in to the mix, the senior. Jacob Ball up leading the way. He's going to run right behind him. Here's Javis to the outside.
Whew. What a hit.
Yeah, he got licked.
This guy's been waiting all day. Yeah.
Yeah, a big round of applause from over on the Martin Ferry side. Just lowering the boom there in the hole. It's Joey Destershaft.
Yeah, surprised I haven't seen this guy. Oh, my bad. Surprised I haven't seen this guy today. He seems like a good back.
Got some good wiggle. And obviously showing the toughness there on that last carry.
I assume we'll see him again here.
Play clock melting away down to 2. That's when they take the snap. They'll hand it off, and here he goes again. A nice burst to the second wave.
Martins Ferry, you guys got a good backup right now. Holy cow!
Purple Rider showcasing a whole wealth of athletes here tonight.
You almost could do like a thunder and lightning type aspect with Walkquem Cox is like the thunder. This guy's explosive.
Johnson picks up 5 more. 3rd and short here. They need less than 2. Kropka taking his time. They'll break the huddle. 10 seconds on the play clock. Just looking to run this thing out and head back home to the Ohio Valley with their 3rd win of the season. So take this to the outside, but a great open field tackle,
Great tackle
by Destershaft.
Great tackle. Because if not, I think that was a touchdown. And that's part of the fight that we were talking about. You know, they're still, you know, the score's out of hand right now, and these guys are still trying to make plays to keep it, you know, as close as they can.
The stop by Desterhalf was a little short, so it'll be 4th down, less than a yard to go. So the clock rolling down now underneath a minute. Fourth straight carry. And Jarvis has enough.
Yeah, I think he got it. Yep.
So the first down by Johnson will put a bow on this. And just an extraordinary second half by the Purple Riders. You really got to tip your cap to what they were able to accomplish by just seizing momentum instantly in the third quarter, and they never relinquished, never gave it back.
Yeah, just once again, like Lucas got in a position that he didn't want to be in, where they, you know, forced a throw and kind of change up their whole offense.
Victory formation, and
wow,
that'll be the last snap of the game. Martins Ferry comes on the road. They end a 2-game slide, picking up a huge victory here in the state of Ohio on the road at Bob Wine Field, where not a lot of teams come into town and walk away victorious.
Bob Wine Field. Martins Ferry 34. Your Lucas Cubs.
Impressive second half, and still more to come here. Live and free on the OH Report. We'll have your Madison Adult Career Center post-game show featuring your MVP, courtesy of Town Money Saver and TMS Plus Digital Marketing. That's all coming up on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll have an interview with Walkquem Cox. I think that's got to be the guy that we hear from here tonight.
For sure.
We'll have him on the way in just a couple. Stay with us, folks.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
At American Homestead Exteriors, we're more than a business. We're a father-daughter team with a shared mission to protect and beautify the homes in our community. We believe your home deserves top quality service and products. From the first nail to the final walkthrough, we take pride in doing the job right. The first time, every time. Integrity, craftsmanship, and customer service aren't just words to us. They're the foundation of everything we do. American Homestead Exteriors. Strong, reliable exterior solutions. Built with pride, built for you.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
You just enjoyed high school football 100% live and free right here on the OH Report. Thanks to our friends at OhioHealth. The area's leading healthcare provider, OhioHealth is investing in a stronger, healthier community. You can learn more at ohiohealth.com/Mansfield. Pioneer Career and Technology Center, preparing students for college, careers, and the jobs of tomorrow. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local Trane comfort specialist. Ohio Valley Manufacturing, heavy gauge stamping and precision blanking services. They are hiring right now. If you're looking for a career change, check them out. www.ohiovalleymfg.com. Tonight's game also brought to you by Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank, and American Homestead Exteriors, where their commitment to excellence is reflected in their strong and reliable exterior solutions. Call them today for roofing, siding, gutters, and windows. Our MVP interview will be brought to you by TMS Plus Digital Marketing. Digital marketing for local businesses and beyond. We've got our MVP with us up here. We'll be back with Walkquem Cox in about 1 minute. Stay right there.
I wanna hear that nude soon. 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 I wanna hear that nude soon.
I am now joined by our most valuable player, presented by TMS Plus, Walkquem Cox. Dude, impressive performance for you all the way here tonight. Just a sophomore, but you carry the load offensively. So describe it to me, what you feel like your role is on this team and on offense, because it felt like they really trust you a lot with the rock.
My role is really not nothing. They're going to put the ball in my hands, and my line's going to try to make me a play.
Well, they did that to the tune of well over 250 yards for you here tonight. That second half was absolutely huge. The momentum that you guys stole right at the beginning, tell me about that and what it felt like over on your sideline. You get the touchdown, you get the onside kick, and it just felt like it was on from there.
We got the momentum, you know. We've been practicing all week. We took a 2-week stretch where we lost, but we came back and we bounced back. We stayed together. That's what we preach, is we're staying together.
Feeling the winning camaraderie again after a couple of games slide against some really quality teams. How would you define this for this team and what it could mean for you moving into what looks like 3 very winnable games here in the near future?
It just saved our season, sir. It just saved us.
Kind of felt that way. You still the momentum. You're able to get a big win here tonight. Keeps you right in the playoff mix now. So for you as a sophomore and kind of the leader of this offense, what do you want to see develop moving forward? Because it certainly felt like you got some pieces, man. You got some young kids, and then even though you're the most explosive player on the offense, there's some other dudes that can certainly handle themselves when they get the football in their hands.
Yes, sir. I think we should throw the ball a little more, but, like, our run game is too run-heavy, you know?
And coming from the running back, those are strong words, obviously. Most of the time you're going to want to touch the football,
yes,
but
sir.
It felt like when you mixed it up a little bit that you were a destructive offense to deal with. So congratulations, man. Huge win for you here on the road, saving your season, as you said. We got a tradition here on the OH Report. If you want to look into that camera and then just shout out anybody that you would like that's helped make you a better football player.
Hey, shout out my offensive line. My offensive line really got the job done. Thank you, guys. I love you guys.
All right, Walkquem Cox, your TMS Plus Digital Marketing MVP.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank. That's better.
At American Homestead Exteriors, we're more than a business. We're a father-daughter team with a shared mission to protect and beautify the homes in our community. We believe your home deserves top quality service and products. From the first nail to the final walkthrough, we take pride in doing the job right. The first time, every time. Integrity, craftsmanship, and customer service aren't just words to us. They're the foundation of everything we do. American Homestead Exteriors. Strong, reliable exterior solutions. Built with pride, built for you.
And here we go with the post-game show presented by Madison Adult Career Center. What a performance by Martins Ferry in the second half. They had 6 points at the break. Lucas had 15, and they run out of here with a 34-15 victory. I'm Brian Skowronski, Jackson Yoder joining me now. What a display in that second half of just seizing momentum and then never allowing Lucas to feel like they were back in the football game. The sense in the feel that you got here, being over on the Cubs stands, just how quiet it got in the second half. How impressive was it from Martins Ferry what they accomplished?
It was pretty impressive. I mean, they really turned on themselves both for passing and for rushing. I mean, but on the rushing, we just interviewed our MVP player of the game, Cox. What a guy, what a running back. He had most of his yards on. He had most of his team's yards on the night. It was around like 250, something like that. So I think without them, I don't think they would be, as heavily, as good as they did tonight. But man, what a game.
And I love his perspective, too. When the running back, the star back who gets a lot of touches, says, hey, I'd like to see us pass it a little bit more and maybe sprinkle it around some of the love to some other guys. That lets you know, A, that they're selfless, and then B, he understands that there's some other guys that are pretty special. And I think that we really saw it in that second half, Jackson, where guys like Roby were able to break loose, have some big touchdowns. He kind of flipped the game on its head when he had the first touchdown of the third quarter. Shane also getting into the end zone, and then Cox with the 3-pack. So the Purple Riders, man, it seems like this is a team going into some winnable games that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Shane was maybe their top receiver all night. He's got around like maybe 40 yards. But number 8, I think, had that 56-yard receiving touchdown.
Yeah, Elijah Roby, huge.
That was a huge play to just when you score 3 touchdowns, consecutive, and Lucas did not have an answer all night in that second half, and that just goes to show why the scoreboard is what it is.
Yeah, only 23 yards for the Cubs in the second half.
Yeah.
They mustered just 1 first down. Did you see anything that was such a grand change from where they were moving the ball effectively in the first half to what didn't work in half two?
I mean, I just think the defense just turned themselves on. Like, their running game, I know, like, that first half, they just really ran the ball consistently, and they were doing pretty good with it. But the defense just maybe found something clicked. Something clicked for that defense, and the Purple Riders here, they managed to really shut down this Lucas Cubs offense, and I think that contributes to the win.
Yeah, I think well said that it was more Martin Ferry really rising to the occasion rather than Lucas just not really being on their game. Yeah. All right, Jackson, good stuff as always. I'll have you pass it off. Now back over to JR, and we'll bring in Mr. Davis. Boy, how do you describe what we just saw there in the second half? Because it was a lot different looking Purple Rider team than it was for the first two quarters.
Yeah, it's, I said it a couple times at the end of the game there, the way that Martins Ferry kind of looked in the first half, it made you think like they didn't have really much going on. They didn't know what was really, who they kept going to Cox the whole time and didn't really trust anybody else. And so Lucas went into half thinking like, hey, let's just get the ball back, let's get a stop, and then we'll run the clock out, go into homecoming tomorrow. And first play right out of half, was that end around that they reversed back and ended up scoring on that big play. Then the onside kick, then another big play, another touchdown, and then, within 4 minutes of the second half starting, it just
your mind was blown.
Right. I mean, we were talking about it too. We're like, oh, we got to do these things. I mean, our whole keys of the second half were like, hey, Lucas has got to control the clock and everything, and they didn't even touch the ball, and they were down in the second half, even though they started off with a 2-score lead. So I mean, just going in that gut punch that they had there, went in, and then when they finally got the ball, they started off with a 3-and-out, and so that gave them the ball back, Martins Ferry the ball back, and they scored within 2 plays. And so, I mean, just overall, that's just a gut punch right now for Lucas because, we were talking about playoff implications. This is going to be some points for them down the road because it seems like, Martins Ferry has a favorable schedule to get more wins down the road too. So this would have been a big one for them to pick up some wins and get some points down the road. So, I mean, tough, but hey, guess what? No one's going to feel bad for you next week, when you got to go out and play and do what you got to do.
They will have a winnable game on the road, though, at Elgin. Their next 3 away from Bob Weinfeld, sitting at 19th, though, right now in the playoff standings in Region 27, and a team that got a Richland County record, looking for a 12th consecutive playoff berth. This one definitely puts them behind the 8 ball now, JR.
Yeah, the 3-game road trip coming up here. Not fun. Not saying it can't be done. It is difficult. And with it being a non-conference, schedule, it's not like you're playing local teams around here. Because most of the teams around here have a conference that they're playing in, so they're probably traveling a good distance to wherever they're going. So it's tough. Not saying it can't be done because I know how Lucas is. It's a very, very football program here and everything. So they're very capable of doing it. It will be tough though.
We saw them last year overcome a slow start to the season. They bounced back. They made the postseason again for the 11th consecutive time, as I mentioned. See if they got some magic, and Coach Jimmy Sweat able to lead them back to a successful second half of the campaign. Can you believe 5 weeks are already in the books, man? This is wild.
Fastest 10 weeks in football, or fastest 10 weeks of the year.
It always seems that way as we say goodbye to summer this weekend. Monday officially invites in fall, but playing out here in the treehouse, you already see that it is well on the way. This tree, I think, it pretty much it shedded half of its life here since the start of the football game. Well, a lot of fun calling the game with you, JR. I appreciate you coming out here, man. And even though we had to put out some major fires at the beginning of the game, computers exploding, the whole 9 yards, we got through, buddy.
I was going to say, I saw some steam coming off your head when I first walked up here. So.
No question. Appreciate all of you out there watching live and free tonight as well. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you, the fans, and bringing it to you free of charge is all thanks to our friends at Madison Adult Career Center, Ohio Valley Manufacturing, OhioHealth, TMS Plus Digital Marketing, Buckeye Horizon, Pioneer Career and Technology Center, American Homestead Exteriors, and Mechanics Bank. For my awesome team here, Jeremy Peoples running the camera. We had Jackson Yoder, our intern, tracking all the stats, giving you the updates. And for JR Davis, I am Brian Skowronski saying so long for now. See you guys live on the Friday Night Pigskin in about 2 hours. Enjoy your weekend, folks.